I went to start recording on our character where we left off last time, but I found out that I had forgot to make a save. So I'll have to redo all that. So we're going to do something a little different. Last time we were in this medical center and we went through this unlocking sequence. And that's one of the complexities of the game that make me really love it. And it's something that isn't but in modern games because there aren't that many people that play modern games enough to uncover these complexities or to appreciate them. And so I've gone into unofficial patch 11.3 to kind of contrast the differences here. So even if there were a remake of this game, I probably wouldn't be that excited about it because they would just do the superficial things and the high-level things and all of these details, like these complex unlocking sequences and other complex things that the game does, and they wouldn't be in the game anymore. So anyway, to kick this off, we hit this person. And what that accomplishes for us is it spawns a guard and it makes all the guards hostile. And we have another loading screen. Always nice. So there's the guard. You can see him. He's looking. But as I said in the original game, he'll never come to this door. And then we talked about how the doors, Troika specifically has them locked or unlocked for these complex sequences. And they do this one on both sides because they want that one to be locked and you can't unlock it any other way but with a key. But what the unofficial patch has done is they've said that, well, those are all mistakes, that the door should either be locked from both sides or unlocked from both sides. So if they've gone through and made that change where they've locked the doors from both sides or unlocked them from both sides. And the idea is that it's just the right thing to do and that they should either be unlocked or locked. That's sort of a universal rule. And I'm like, I don't. And then, so there's their next change. This guard, he'll never come to the door now either. And then the last video, we talked about how he was specifically programmed to come to the door so that we could do this unlocking. I think part of the reason is some of these doors you can reach through, and if it's unlocked on the other side, you can reach through and unlock it without having to use the lockpick skill to get through. And I'm like, well, that's okay. I really don't care. If somebody wants to go to all the trouble of finding that one little spot where they could unlock it through the door, then good for them. So anyway, we're kind of stuck here for now. And what the unofficial patch has done is they've completely changed this map. They've recompiled it. So that's why all these things are missing, like this guard doesn't come. So even though he's walking directly towards us, he'll never come to the door or shoot at us. But I do have this handy command where I can magically go through the door. But then it surprises me that this door is unlocked from this side because that breaks their own rule. And the other thing we notice here is that we're in a masquerade. So if we go kill this person, we lose humanity. And that feeding failure, that really bothers me a lot. In the original game, there is no feeding failure, so he picked his feeding failure, and it's super loud, crazy loud. I hate that. So I didn't make mine loud like that. And so the same thing, we pick up this key, and now we can get through this door. This is the same, we go through here. We pick up this key for Malcolm's office. We unlock for the morgue. And then we can unlock for the blood bank by coming through here. But it turns out we can't unlock for the blood bank by coming through here because of the rule where it has to be locked from both sides. So where they have done this just universal change throughout the game, it's really problematic for if you're trying to play without a lockpick and you're trying to do these complex routes. Of course, if you've never played the original and you didn't know any better, then you would never know that you should be able to do anything with these. Anyway, so what we have to do is go back through the laundry, go all the way around to talk to Vandal now. Which, when I first did my mod, this is one of the things we talked about. And this feeling sort of was that, well, if you're playing without a lockpick, you kind of deserve to be troubled. You shouldn't be rewarded for playing without a lockpick. You should be punished. But I think that's the opposite of what Troika had in mind. If Troika didn't have that in mind, then there's like hundreds of accidents in the game that make it seem like that. And actually, if we go through the game and we can point out a lot of those things, I'll try to point those out as we do go through the game. So that was that, and I do have something else I want to show, so I'll move on to that. And now we're back in Stanley's basement, and this is one of those things that we looked at last time, that I had redone the physics for this, and we're still in 11.3, and this is the original physics. It's just one big block. And one of the details about my patch that I tried to explain, but people probably have a hard time, is my patch is mostly concerned about the function of the game, the mechanical parts of the game, and not the superficial parts of the game. And so part of the patch for Lily to get the player to walk out like that was there's two of these chairs side by side, and the player is stuck between them for that scene when it kicks off. And because this physics is not very good, it caused problems with that scene. So to fix that scene, I had to fix this chair. So a lot of the things that are in my patch, people won't see or realize. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But I guess it's a good thing in one way that I'm trying to not be intrusive in the changes that I make to the game. But sometimes the only things that people notice are the superficial things, because those are the easiest things to see and the most obvious to people. And the things that are fixed and working smoothly, they never notice because they don't stand out as being a problem. So anyway, now we need to talk to Stan. And the reason that I was down here working on this was because if you go around this corner, and I have made a save and then loaded that save, and if we go around this corner, we're going to see our character's not in the cutscene, we can see the shadow.
Oh, hey, help! You gotta get me out of here, man. This guy's a freaking nut job. Who, Gimbal? Yeah, Gimbal. That guy's been taking pieces off of me and McGee over here for the last 3 days. He's crazy, man. Freaking crazy.
Crazy.
What are you doing here?
Well, how about you come over here? We would kind of like to do this one over here. Too close. But now we see that our character's still gone from the cutscene. And we see the shadow walk up and hit the switch.
Thanks, man. You're a lifesaver. I wasn't sure I was gonna make it. I'm telling you, I've been on some weird cases, but this one takes the cake.
Well, I was pretty sure you were going to make it because I've been here several hundred times, Carson. So anyway, that was the bug I came down here to work on. And a lot of these things that I'm fixing are problems with the engine. Entities don't work. And in this case, I couldn't do anything about the entity, but I fixed it in the second cutscene and not in the first because the fix is destructive. So if I fixed it in the first cutscene, it wouldn't work in the second one. So since I know we're never coming back here, that's the reason that I did that. So I think that's all I wanted to talk about for today. And I'll have to go reconstruct my character. I'll have to watch my video and see what I did and backtrack on my path. I have to say that's, I think, the first time I've ever done that. It's not the first time I've ever done that. It's the first time I've ever been caught doing it because I always ended up with the autosave or something that saved my rear end before, but not this time. Oh, and then one other detail I forgot to mention. This version that I'm playing might have changes that aren't in the patch if you're playing 0.8, because this is the development patch. So it might have some things that aren't in the 0.8 that you can download for now. All right, so I'll go do that, and thank you for watching.